Oh, we're talking about Conclave,
I
the
thought that's
American
why
classic.
you were bringing.
Yeah.
Did I jump the gun? I
A little
jumped the
bit,
gun.
but we both you had mentioned it in the last episode
Yeah.
that you watched Conclave, and I said, hey, pretty topical. Pope just died. I got to learn about the process, which is funny though. Interesting fact. I just learned this. Conclave came out last year?
Yeah.
And the Pope died this year. So
They killed him.
I didn't know that do you think they watched Conclave and like, that's how we should elect the new Pope? Did that give them the idea to do the Conclave in real life?
I'm really confused where this bit is going, but I'm going to say no. I don't think that the movie
bit is that they copied
it.
Conclave. That the movie invented Conclave.
That's the that was the whole bit.
That's the bit. You got
that
it.
Was the setup.
That's the bit.
Oh, your jokes are getting more dad and less joke.
Conclave, am I right?
Woke Pope.
If anybody hasn't seen Conclave, sorry, it's definitely about to get spoiled here with the twist ending.
Spoilers for Conclave. Woke Pope, Vaping Pope. I liked Vaping Pope.
He was a woman the whole time. Oh,
whoa!
I thought they were really going that it was a woman the whole time. I thought they were actually.
You were like, I think you made that joke. Like without knowing, because he said "Lady Pope" or something like at the end of the last episode, and I was like, "Well, I'm not going to spoil anything."
I ruined it. I thought it was going to be like, "Oh, they killed the Pope" or something, but nope.
Yeah, no. It's not Lady Pope. It's what's the word? I forgot the word. Oh man, my brain ain't working today either. Bigendered.
I think they said intersex or something.
Intersex, that's the word. Intersex Pope.
Yeah. So yeah, in the movie, the Pope gets elected, and then the dean of the conclave. I don't know what the titles anyway.
The dean of the
conclave
chapel.
or whatever. Yeah, he discovers that the new Pope actually was born with male and female
as a uterus.
Yeah, parts.
The Pope did not stand out among fellow young Catholic boys. No one noticed.
Well, he didn't notice he had surgery.
He didn't notice, and then later in life, it's all on the inside. You got a Pope uterus, Popsus. Yeah. Kind of intersex Pope, and then now we got woke Pope. Oh my God,
Pope Leo that woke? Pope Leo's that woke.
He tweets critical things.
Maybe he's woke for the Catholic Church. Like whoa.
I mean, so was Francis. We have a long way to go on like abortion rights and queer rights, but
the Catholic Church the Catholic Church will never be on board with abortion, pal. It's never going to happen. They view it as a mortal sin. They view it as death, murder. It's never going to be.
They're also
never going to be like, oh, okay with it.
They're
not wrong in the Catholic religion. They're not wrong. It's a soul. It's created it's at birth. So you're murdering something. Well, that's what they view it as.
No, if you let me talk, I have a
that's how you lose arguments. Let the other side talk. I'm gerrymandering you. Anyways, the conclave. Yeah.
There's a reason why it's logically inconsistent with its own teachings, because the church teaches that death is when brain activity has ceased, and that there have been papal teachings that it's okay to like pull the plug on somebody in a coma if there's no brain activity, because that is what's considered being dead, and that fetuses before some number of weeks don't have brain activity, so they're not alive. So
yeah, I'm not gonna get into this that, but
when the story goes that when challenged on this, there was a Catholic teacher that said, well, then the Pope is wrong, which is literally heresy or like sacrilege or whatever. Heresy. Going against the Pope's word as the messenger of God.
Yeah. You know what I learned about conclave? Cardinals, very cliquey.
They are cliquey, and I think that's true for any kind of secret organization like that. It's always going to be. I did like to see the inner workings, and I think to get to the real point that I think you were trying to make about did they learn how to conclave from the movie Conclave? I think like 60, I forget the number, 60 or 80% of the cardinals were appointed by Pope Francis, meaning the majority of the cardinals had never, this was their first conclave.
Yeah, I mean,
the majority of the cardinals at the conclave, it was their first conclave.
yeah, because he's been Pope since what, 2012, I think? No, 2013 maybe, because I think the last Pope had 8 years.
Which means
before he retired,
which means
chosen by God, quits.
Watching yeah, right. Someone retired, right? I don't know.
Well, it's based on a novel too, so.
Well, I don't know if they've read the novel, but it's easier to like get the vibe from watching the movie, and they probably did learn what to expect going in terms of clickiness by watching the movie.
Do you think there's like a PowerPoint presentation they watched beforehand, like a long meeting about it, like a how-to conclave?
No, I think they just show. I think it's literally just like word of mouth clickiness. Like, so yeah, I do imagine like J.K. Simmons like voiceover to being like, so this is your first conclave, huh?
I could definitely see it.
You can see it, right?
Something like you gotta get something to go off of other than like historical text.
No, I think they just like there's like a guy like that's why they have the dean in conclave, because he's the one who's studied how to do it. And then if they don't end up needing to do it in their lifetime, they teach the next person how to be the dean.
Yeah.
So you only need one person to know how to do it. And then when the thing happens, everyone says, okay, this person's in charge. They know how to do it.
You know, remember how exhausting it was in the movie for them to like go through this over and over again?
Yeah.
Do you know about the Pope who was elected in 1978?
1978? No.
Yeah, he was elected and he died 33 days after he was elected Pope, so they had to do the conclave again.
They had to do it again?
Yeah, they had to go back into it, do another conclave.
Did he die of like old age?
No, he had a heart attack. He was he was 65, just had a heart attack.
That is a bit late to be appointed. Like, if you're appointing a 65-year-old Pope, you got to know that's a risk.
In the 70s, especially. I mean, the Pope now is 69.
The new one?
Yeah, he's 69 years old.
Oh, wow. So he's even older.
Yeah. So
how old was Francis when he died?
I think he was in his 80s. Hold on. Let's see. John Paul II, who was a pope, he was 84 when he died. And then the guy after him was Benedict, the one who retired from being pope. I guess that was an option. He was 95 when he died, but he retired in 2013. So someone can do the math there. Francis was 88. So I think they hope to get like 18 years out of a pope, 20 years out of a pope. I think that's what it feels like.
I think it is. I mean, increasingly probably moving forward, but it is probably not uncommon to get only 10, 15 years out of a pope.
Oh yeah. Especially if you go way back, like 1,000 years. Like yeah.
The ages, the life expectancy wasn't that high.
Yeah, Jesus. I think the youngest pope was 20 years old. I think I was looking it up.
That is young.
Like I don't know how he swung that in that conclave to be like, let me jump the gun here, guys, and we gotta get in there now.
Vote for me. Free crosses for everyone.
He was either 17 or 24 years old. They don't know.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
You would think they would record it. The church is very good about record keeping.
I don't know. Maybe it was year 955. Maybe it wasn't just there yet. They had to figure out the record keeping plan.
I mean, we know that it was year 955, which means they knew how to count years.
Yeah.
I guess it's really easy to write down the current year, right? As long as you have a contiguous paper trail of documents where every document has the year written on it, and they wrote it at the time when they knew what the year was.
Yeah. Well,
changes every year.
But what if that person was born? They didn't know the year they were born.
That would be why they might not know.
Yeah,
so I was either born, like, I don't know, I'm this old now, but I don't know exactly when I was born. I was an orphan, or I was raised by the church, or that was dropped off as a baby, but not a 0-year-old baby. Dropped off as like a 1-year-old or maybe a 2-year-old. I feel like you would know the difference between a 1 and a 2-year-old, though.
Oh, you'd be surprised. If you don't have kids yourself, you'd be it's hard to tell. I think it is.
And at an orphanage, they would know, right?
I don't know.
They're raising kids
get
all the
bigger
time.
differently. Not everyone's the same.
I guess if you're like 2 years old, I don't know though, because I feel like there's
you a smart 2-year-old, or you a dumb 2-year-old?
Right, exactly. Because you could be a 2-year-old. Like the range of kids that are 2, like you could be 3, you could be 1, you could be a late 1.
Yeah. A late one. Yeah, I'm a late bloomer.
One.
Okay, I'm a late one.
I don't know. I feel like if you're like a late 3-year-old, there's no way you could be mistaken for a 1 or 2-year-old though.
What's up with that Tedesco in the movie?
Tedesco?
Yeah. Who wants a wartime pope? What is this guy?
A war pope. He was like the vaping pope.
Yeah, he was the vaping pope. He was the indulgent pope who wanted all the drinking all the wine, and it's like a bomb goes off and he's like, we got to go to war against Muslims. We're doing it. We're going to take out Islam. We're going on the 9th crusade, guys. Like,
he was zealous.
Did he think it was going to work?
You realize he
hadn't won but
there were these things way back when they used to have called crusades.
Yes, I know. Way back when. Do you think anyone's going to line up behind this pope and be like, yeah, we're going to war for you?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I do think that. Because you know what?
Not like a crusade.
We're the same people now that we were back then.
No, we have smartphones. It's not going to happen.
We have not learned anything.
I think we've learned
we're still doing
the Pope into battle.
We're still doing crusades. I don't know. We can cut. I have a take that we can cut maybe, but if it's too controversial, we might want to cut this. But Israel is currently waging a holy war against Palestine. That's
different, though. That
they
is
said
different.
It's a religious war.
I think that's different, though, than Catholics lining up with the Pope and living in his little city.
I strongly disagree.
Well, they should make a sequel called The Wartime. They should make a sequel called The Wartime Pope, and I want to see it.
They got bombed. The conclave got bombed by like Muslim extremists.
That's what they think. There's no guarantee.
I don't know. I don't remember. Was it confirmed in the movie, or was it just suspected in the movie?
I don't know if it was confirmed in the movie.
Okay, it might have been just suspected in the movie, but if they felt like they knew intuitively in their popely hearts that it was a Muslim bombing,
I just think that guy went off the rails too much for that conclave in the movie. Like he overshared.
He did overshare.
He let the moment get to him, and he thought this would be the best way to go. And it's like, bro, you didn't even have the majority of vote before. You think you're going to have it now?
Yeah, no, he was flailing, right? He thought he was cooking. He thought he had a good point. He chose to be like, this is where I'm going to make my stand. Obviously, he chose pretty poorly because they voted for the peaceful Pope.
Pope Innocent.
Pope Innocent, the graceful one.
I thought Ray Fiennes was going to get it.
There's always people doing holy wars. People are people. It doesn't matter where they are. They're always going to want to do a holy war. We did many crusades. So many. We did like 8 of them.
8 crusades.
All right, and some of them almost didn't fail.
Yeah, whenever I watch Kingdom of Heaven, I always fall asleep, so I couldn't tell you if it worked or not.
None of them worked.
Puts me to sleep.
None of them worked. Some of them almost didn't fail.
I thought they captured Jerusalem a couple times, and they lost it a couple times.
Oh, do they currently have Jerusalem?
I'm just saying, back then, I mean, they... Okay, and number 8 failed. You fail one time, and everyone remembers you for that.
No, they all failed, because guess what? The Holy Land is not owned by the Catholic Church.
They held it for a little bit.
Failure is, I guess on a long enough time scale, failure is always guaranteed.
Yeah. There you go.
Because you die.
Life. That's life. Nothing lasts. Remember that. Remember, nothing lasts. Enjoy it while you have it.
Don't measure your successes by success. Measure it by survival.
Gotcha.
In the same vein, but on the inverse, there is no such thing as failure. There is just further opportunities to try to succeed again. So they should do another crusade.
Sign me up. That's what I'm trying to say, guys.
As a Catholic, you got to sign up to do a crusade.
I want to do my duty.
Does that mean you'd be fighting against Israel on this with like Hamas?
Depends on which wartime pope you get, I think, you know.
Wait, because like a crusade against Muslims, you're not fighting over.
Well, I think in the
Jerusalem.
movie he wanted to destroy Islam or something. It was like some wild take from a pope. Like,
you can't destroy a religion.
aren't you supposed to guys be like peace and following with Jesus's example?
Love
like,
thy neighbor, forgiveness is
kill
holiness.
Them all.
Nah,
kill them all and give me my vape. I'm going
eradicate. Give me my vape. Love vaping Pope. What a meme lord.
Oh, dude, we were so close to getting him. We were so close.
I don't like vaping Pope for the same reason I'm not friends with Tony anymore.
Oh shit. Yeah, Tony made a good. I think Tony made a good pope.
Tony would make a good vaping Pope.
Hell yeah.
He's zealous.
Congrats, Tony. Congrats.
He's zealous. It's the same problem. You get zealotry in there, and it's
oh boy.
It's not gonna work. It's not gonna work out for you. Be chill. Be a chill person. Love thy neighbor. All that. Be the trans pope.
Intersex pope.
Yeah, I guess that is lumping intersex and trans people together.
Yeah.
Well.
Did you ever rollerblade in the 90s?
If you can dream it, you can do it.